Last year, Virginia made historic investments in early childhood that allowed us to avoid a federal financial cliff.
What the pandemic really did with remote work, many businesses, school divisions, were closed. And what stayed open were the child care programs. And so the federal government recognized, number one, that child care is essential to the economy.
This was a bipartisan effort across our administration, our legislative leadership, all of the nonprofit and all of the providers and families coming together to really design what could the future look like.
More than 30,000 families were going to lose access, and so we really were able to stabilize the early childhood system. And the Virginia Promise Partnership's advocacy was an important part of that.
We are talking about engaging families, and a lot of that work we are going to do here today to prepare us for some of the really important work that we're going to do in January.
The Virginia Promise Partnership is a powerful coalition here in Virginia that started back in 2021. A group of about 30 different organizations who bring their different skills, assets, perspectives, strengths to the table to work towards the bold goal that all Virginia families can access quality, affordable childcare by 2030.
Let me tell you how going to work was not easy before having my kids placed in Head Start.
We want to be able to go to work to know that someone is taking care of our children the way we would want our children to be taken care of, and as closely as to the way we would take care of our children if we were at home. And that's why I'm with Virginia Promise Partnership today, because I know that this is essential. I know that every child deserves it, and I know that we can get it if we put our voices together.
In the state of Virginia right now, on average, it costs almost $17,000 to provide child care for an infant in a year. And then for 3- and 4-year-olds on average, it's almost $14,000. And I have to say, in our area alone, it costs more for 4 years of child care than it does to get a bachelor's degree from Christopher Newport University.
I hear about families who have children with autism or children who are on the spectrum and are unable to get these services because the certifications or the training is not there for providers or teachers. Families who live 30 minutes from a child care center that's in their area, there's so many barriers, there's so many limitations and lack of access. We're going to go up to the General Assembly and tell them about our stories, about our lived experiences, because they matter, because they're important, because if they need to put a face to this cause, we're those faces.
My story is I lost my mom in 2021 and she was the caregiver for my child. He was a year old. And I worked full-time, my husband worked full-time, and it was like, what are we gonna do?
I have parents reaching out to me daily, and majority of them will end up on a Head Start waitlist, a VPI waitlist, a subsidy waitlist, or a mixed delivery waitlist.
I think there are a lot of ways that parents and child care providers can get involved in advocacy for child care. One is they can connect with their Ready Regions, join a family council, or sign up for a mailing list with your Ready Region so you can understand what's happening. We have a parent and provider advisory at the state level. We have trainings year-round, as we look ahead to what needs to be done. I'm confident that we have champions on both sides of the aisle who are not only deeply committed, but deeply understand this issue.
We don't see red, we don't see blue. We see little people that need us to step up for them to ensure that they have access to quality child care, they have access to quality preschool, and that they are prepared when going into kindergarten.
Why are we here today?